Hi, I'm Chinlu.
And I'm Sal, and this is our next make.
I've always been interested in aquaponics, and through my research, I found that DIY systems tend to focus more on food production than the aesthetics.
And that's why when Chinlu pitched the idea of trying to find a balance between aesthetics and food production, I knew it was something we had to try.
So here's the internet's definition of aquaponics: a method of growing food by combining aquaculture, the raising of aquatic animals, with hydroponics, the cultivation of plants in water. Basically, it's when you take the waste from fish and pump it through the roots of the plants. The plants, with help from microbes, will take the waste as nutrients and in turn cleaning the water for the fish. It's a carefully balanced cycle between fish and plants. All we have to provide is fish food. After discussing a bit, Sal and I both thought that a good place to set up our aquaponics unit would be this odd little nook in our house. We could get an aquarium set up where the water can be pumped to a growing bed above it, and we can use a siphon system to flush out the water every cycle to give the plant roots time to get some air. With X Design, I did a quick 3D block prototype to lay out what we were thinking and to see if the off-the-shelf container I found would fit okay in the space. Once things looked right, we took measurements and started to frame it out.
We primed and painted the entire cabinet to make sure it would stand up to any moisture it might see. And when it came time to hang the doors, I designed and 3D printed some jigs to help align the hinge holes. We found some good DIY suggestions for how to build siphon systems from PVC parts, and we tried a few out to see if they'd work in our setup. We've included links to some of those videos, but we did eventually tweak a lot of the design, and we'll go into the details in next week's video. Yes, it's certainly coming up much faster than what's coming in.
And it is doing what it's supposed to be doing.
As you can see in my initial sketch, we decided to put a Mario themed backdrop in the aquarium. I used acrylic paint on a sheet of 1/4-inch plywood to get the effect we wanted.
To access the grow bed, I designed a ladder with contrasting painted pine and stained oak parts. To store the ladder when it's not in use, I designed and printed custom mounts that I attached to the wall next to the aquarium. When in use, the ladder can be lifted off of the mounts and hooked onto a rail. To ensure the plants get plenty of light, we installed a grid of LEDs on a pulley system with a counterweight. The pulley was a simple clothesline wheel that we bought from the home center, but we custom designed the brackets to mount it to the wall.
Once the system was up and running, we grew all sorts of plants in the grow bed, like kale, strawberries, lettuce, beans, and peas. We did eventually put in some perennials so that the bed won't go empty each time it was harvested. As for our fish friends, we chose to have some comet goldfish and koi babies. It took us a few tries to figure out the design of the discharge tube from the siphon so that it worked more reliably. The fish, however, seemed to enjoy the fun whirlpool effect that this tube with a half cork had created. But we eventually settled back to the shorter bulkhead connector with a PVC diverter for the overflow as well as the drain. We designed a custom bracket to keep the pipe in place and painted the bottom end red to go with the Mario theme. We were happy with the overall effect. At this point, our fur baby was ready for our attention. Of course, that didn't last long. We noticed some funny business during fish feeding time. This little guy we named Mario turned out to be Wario, the bully of the bunch. He would chase the other fish away from the food, so we had to separate him from the group. We turned to our trusty Lego skills to construct this castle barrier. It seemed to work fine, but as the fish grew, the reduced aquarium space would not be sufficient for all of them. So, we needed another solution. As our dog kept an eye on Wario, we went to work on another aquaponics system connected to our new indoor seed starting station in the basement, right inside the greenhouse we built over our basement bulkhead entrance. You can check out that video on our channel if you're interested. Since the other siphon system worked so well, we decided to do the same in this space. Now Wario can reign over his private domain without any competition.
We completed those projects well over a year ago, and in that time, our koi have gotten quite big. So we built them this massive tank. Be sure to tune in next week where we'll show you how we built it, as well as take a deeper dive into how the custom siphon works.
And we'll also show you how we're going to bring this grow bed up to the next level. Thank you for watching. We'll see you on our next make.